Hello, welcome to my very first ever YouTube video. I'm going to be working on this sculpture of Socrates and giving you a little visual of the ocean in the background, and hopefully you can listen to some waves and some birds. I'm not going to be showing my face today out of recognition for the coronavirus. Tomorrow, maybe after a week or so, I will. Okay, so basically, when we get rejected, we basically tumble into this spiral where we think that we are basically not worth anything. We just feel scared, we feel alone, we feel unaccepted. Basically, we feel like CRAP. So if you want to think about it like this, if you look into the scientific actuality of rejection, we now know that when you get rejected, it actually affects the center of your brain that causes pain. So you're not just imagining things, you're actually feeling pain. This is only day one of the quarantine, and I'm already having these major epiphanies. So here in Hawaii, we have a rule that you have to be quarantined for 14 days if you get off a flight. I just returned from Los Angeles yesterday, so I am now stuck. This is day one. Let's see, let me recap some of the events from day one. There's a strong smell in my apartment from being gone for a week. It's, I think it's a dead mouse or a dead rat. I'm really upset because I'm not legally allowed to leave my apartment to do anything about it. So, that's one thing. Another thing, I just tried to make some gnocchi. Those did not turn out. I'm limited on a food supply, so I'm actually going into true blue starving artist mode today. So it's going to be interesting. So for all of you out there who think that quarantine in Hawaii is glamorous, although it is, at the same time we're having the same struggles as the rest of you, meaning that we don't have necessarily all the food we need. And we also have dead rats. Not that everybody else has that, but anyway. So yeah, let's talk more about rejection. When I get rejected, I really struggle, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I was recently rejected pretty hard. I was traveling alone in Los Angeles, and some people kicked me out of their home, saying that I just didn't live up to their measure as a human being. And it really hurt. It really made me feel like, wow, what is wrong with me? You know? And it really made me do some soul searching. So I had to get to a place where I could allow myself to forgive myself so that the pain could stop on the rejection. Because that's the thing, like, it is painful. So I finally got to the conclusion that I know that deep down I am a generous person, and that is ultimately what matters to me the most. So regardless of what those people thought of me, I myself know that I'm a generous person. So I want to be thought of and remembered for that. And even though they don't see that in me, and that is kind of the issue, that's the ego rub, it doesn't mean it's true. Like, it doesn't mean what they see is true. So just because they don't think that I'm capable of, living up to their standards of whatever. By the way, I don't always love Los Angeles because I feel like a lot of people there act like that. And as you're going to see later with my friend Brian Max, who's going to be posting a video today as well, he feels exactly the same way sometimes, like LA is fantastic, but gosh, people, enough snobbery, and that's the bottom line. So you may or may not have heard before that when you experience rejection or pain, it's actually an indication of what you really want. So you could use rejection as a tool to point yourself in the correct direction. So for example, if you feel rejected today, you can say to yourself, well, why do I feel this way? What did I really want? What is it that I'm using to judge myself on myself? By what parameters? Are these accurate? If they're accurate, maybe you need to make some changes, and that can be an awesome thing. Ultimately, rejection and pain serve us to teach us where we need to change. So, where do I need to change? Like, I mean, everybody complains that I'm very messy. So I think that I need to work on respecting other people's spaces a lot more, somehow. I guess that's the feedback I'm getting. Or maybe it just means I need to be alone more, you know? Like maybe because everybody that I seem to encounter right now doesn't want me in their space, you know? It's like, oh, well, maybe I'm just gonna be alone then. And maybe that's what's gonna make me feel safe and happy right now. So, I'm not saying that's the best thing to do in every case, but, you know, if you get rejected, it's not like those people are God. It's not like those people are your manager. If they don't pay your bills, like, who are they? It's not like you have to take on board their feedback. So, you know, what I'm choosing to take on board is my pain factor, I guess. Like, how much is this hurting me? Well, it's hurting me X amount, so I'm willing to spend X amount of time thinking about it. Sometimes when somebody hurts you, you have to learn how to cut off them just getting off on you hurting. And sometimes the hurt is about you personally, and it's something you can learn from. So you have to really separate that as well. And what else can I say? If you think about it, rejection is kind of a yes. Because rejection is a hard no from the universe. So it's kind of neat because if you have your burners, more than one burner going, the burner, you know, that you had this question on that you get rejected on, that turns off. So the other burners turn on. So when you get a rejection, it's a hard no. You don't have to wonder anymore. You just have a hard no, so then therefore you can focus on everything else. So a no, in a lot of ways, it's a yes to a question. So rejection is always a yes. It's always an answer. So be brave. Like and subscribe to my channel, please. My name is Carrie, and the theme of this channel is all about cutting through the BS and listening to yourself to decide what is really right. Have a lovely day. Keep yourself safe out there in Corona land.